this episode of Angry Capital.
Every week it's the same story, AI hype, and then the layoff ticker starts rolling.
From billion-dollar unicorns with tiny revenue to bots out there impersonating TikTok stars.
It's hype, it's greed, and it's chaos, all dressed up as the future.
All this and more coming up on Angry Capital.
Yes, hello everybody. We're clapping for ourselves. Why not? Welcome to Angry Capital. I'm Paul Costabile here with my boy
Arthur Ballesteros. What's up, Paul?
It's us, man. And here's the thing about us. I mean, we say angry because in a way, it's kind of an angry time to look at your books, to look at your finances. I'm also a positive guy. I think that's where the capital comes in. We're positive dudes. But every day I wake up, man, and look at like, how am I going to afford what my kids need? How am I going to afford my house, my car? What am I making this month? What am I earning? What am I giving back? I just feel like our generation now is just strapped so much to our financial stress. It seems a little bit harder than it once was. So we're here to break it all down and really get to the bottom of like how we're surviving, right?
Dude, for real. I mean, I'm barely surviving. What I'm doing is just taking on more risk. I'm doing weird jobs like this here with you. No offense to you, Paul. I love you, but here we are. And, I'm like having to dabble in more and more risky things like crypto, speculative stocks, AI stocks, which I know we're going to get into. So just having to take on more risk just to try to survive, get by, get to the next level, achieve the American dream, that we were supposed to be able to get.
Yeah, man. To me, it felt like it was like A to B. It used to be like you do this thing, you do this, either your undergrad, what you study, and then you get this internship, and then you go do this thing, and then, by the way, you have a Porsche now. 20 years later, you're on top of the company. Now it's like, maybe do this thing, maybe you'll be set for life, maybe you get replaced by AI. Right?
Exactly. That's what's coming. AI is taking the jobs and it is wild right now. It's crazy. So I'm glad that we're diving into this to just get a better understanding because like you said, we're just regular guys who are trying to figure this out so we don't get replaced by AI, at least not this year,
And it's worth saying, guys, because we're here on the show with you, we are not AI right now, okay? We're real humans.
Right.
Ouch.
Absolutely. Your hair is AI though. I mean, that's...
Yeah. All artificial, no intelligence. But to me, it's crazy every week, man. It's like AI revolution, AI stock boom. And then you see the layoff ticker roll. I mean, this is what freaks me out is like people are losing jobs, not by the hundreds, it's thousands, tens of thousands. It's going to keep getting bigger. So what I want to talk about with you today, man, is like, we got to follow this hype cycle, like promises to pink slips to the profits. What's really going on with AI?
Yeah, what is really going on? Well, layoffs are going on. I mean, those are the hot topics going around. Corporate layoffs, Microsoft's cutting 9,000 jobs, citing AI realignment. You've got Amazon preparing to lay off 15% of their HR after their CEO said that he just wants to reduce our total corporate workforce. But my real question is with Amazon, why are you getting rid of HR first and replying, trying to replace it with like an AI chatbot that just tolerate sexual harassment? Like, is that the goal here? What are we doing? Right.
Hey, Brad's been making weird advances at me. Okay, let me put in this prompt. Brad is probably a white man who does not... you got to remember with Amazon, okay? This is a company that used to make their factory workers pee in bottles instead of using a bathroom break. So like, these big companies, I don't think they've ever really cared about the humans. I think they've been more about the capitalism and the bottom line, which is the profit. And don't get me wrong, I think we're going to be talking a lot about this stuff. I believe in capitalism. I think it's a good thing. I think that it's good that we have a capitalistic society and culture here in America. But we are seeing kind of the decades-long effect of this capitalistic choices by companies. Amazon now is going, well, of course, let's cut off HR because our bottom line, we're going to get more money. We're going to make more profit. I just think people are choosing that. These people in charge are choosing that more than the jobs and the humans, right?
Right. No, absolutely. But one of the things I think that it is important to point out here with the AI job losses, a lot of times when a company like Amazon comes out and they say, oh, we're cutting jobs, really what they're signaling to the investors is, oh, we're going to be more profitable. So their stock price starts to jump up. So they're now conditioned to continually pump out news stories where they're like, we're cutting jobs by the thousands because their stock price goes up. But really, when you dig in a little bit deeper with what they're doing, they're actually insourcing a ton of jobs. And instead of replacing these jobs with AI, they're insourcing people who are programming the AI. So it's really just a confusing way of kind of shuffling numbers around to try to inflate their stock prices more. It's crazy.
That's what I don't like about all this that's going on. It's marketing AI and proving to investors you're AI focused to then have more money and increase in profits. Like, it's, to me though, a lot of the optics are BS. Like you're saying, there actually are humans, maybe cheaper humans from other places, but like things are just all about how you kind of spin the story to get more money and get stocks to go up. And I don't know, it just feels like a lot of it's fake. What dare I say, artificial as well, even in the branding of all of this, right?
Yeah, I think that all of it is, and that's why people are so concerned about the bubble, because this is hype as these, companies that are experts at marketing and experts at pumping up their stock prices. That's what they continue to do, is pump this hype. And now you've got 40% of companies that are planning to replace AI or workers with AI by 2026.
That's crazy.
It just keeps 40%. That's crazy. Right. It's wild.
Yeah, listen to this too. The New York Fed reports firms are already scaling back hiring because they expect AI to fill the gap. But it's like, how far are we going to fill this gap? Like it's almost going too fast, too quickly. What's really going to happen? Like we're going to fast forward 5 years. It's going to be 80% AI, 20% humans, and everywhere is going to look like San Francisco. No offense, but I mean, like it's going to be bad.
Dude, it's all gonna. The thing that's gonna suck most about it is, I know you and I, we use AI in our regular life, ChatGPT, all of that. It is not good right now. It sucks, especially when it comes to the jobs that it's actually replacing, which are like customer service jobs, lower level jobs like that. When you go to try to, get some help from Amazon or something like that, and they've replaced it with a chat bot, you are not getting good service anymore, and they don't care. And it's just, we're not replacing it with a better employee in AI right now. We're replacing it with something that has a ton of kinks to work out.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing I think that bums me out the most when I really think about it. It's like, it's quantity over quality. And so it's like, what really are you trying to do? You're going to get bad reviews. Your company's going to be, the consumer's not going to like how this is operating. But it's almost like they're so much like audacious, like we don't care. We want to just pump this. And that's what we care about the most. And it bums me out. I also worry about mom and pop companies too. Like, how do you even compete with these big corporations? Just replacing everything with AI, it's harder for the kind of everyman like us, like we're talking about, even though we're in blazers on a green screen. Don't get us twisted, guys, okay? We are paying. Okay?
Yeah, I'm not wearing pants under here because I can't afford them right now.
And I'm wearing Target pants because that's all I can afford right now. Fine, nothing against Target, but I like to look like I'm wearing designer clothes. But my point is, like, we're all worried about this stuff, and it's just weird to me, this kind of disparity and like, pump the AI. My refrigerator has AI now. Like, I need that. I guess if they told me my milk was expired, it'd be something. But I don't need that. I don't need my fridge to connect to my Wi-Fi. It's like, how far are we going to go?
I'm just saying that it's an endless, it doesn't stop. It just infinitely gets worse, and it will eventually come for a lot of our jobs. It's going to exponentially get better. So make no doubt about it. It's coming for your job. It's got your badge photo. It's making friends with all your coworkers. AI is about to eat the lunch out of the company fridge. It's coming. It's here.
It's probably sleeping with your wife. Let's be real. This is too far for this stuff.
Well, it'll probably do a better job than I do. So.
Oh, he said it. Wow, we're getting there already. I like that, man. Don't sell yourself so short, dude. All right, even though
I don't know, I'm getting old. I'm getting fat. I'm just sweating every time we do it. So
don't sell yourself short and not tilt the camera down. We talk about all this hype, right? Yeah. But here's the thing, also, man. It's not just about innovation. It's also about rebalancing the books. Many AI startups are seeing massive valuations despite limited revenue and profits. So as you talk about this hype, it's like, we are seeing numbers so much bigger than the .com bubble. It's wild to see how much money is being pumped into this stuff. Like, are we just dumb? Are we just like buying it?
Yeah. Well, dude, I think a lot of people are dumb, and a lot of retail investors, like that's what the big guys count on, is us, the little guy, the retail investors, trying to figure all this out. They count on us being dumb, and so that's why they pump these stories out about how AI is revolutionizing everything. You need to invest in these companies and this and that. But when you bring up the .com bubble comparison, it gets brought up a lot. One of the things I was reading recently, it's crazy. They're saying that the AI bubble is 17 times bigger than the .com bubble was. So we've got, 500 private startups that are worth almost $3 trillion. It's creating new billionaires. But here's the thing, like some of these companies like say, yes, there's some revenue coming in, which is always the argument they point to. There's revenue coming in. It's not like the .com. But companies like OpenAI, the biggest AI company out there right now, they're not profitable whatsoever. They're going to burn through $115 billion in the next few years here. They're valued at being $500 billion, but they're barely bringing in revenue. They want to spend $1 trillion on data centers. Like something is not adding up here.
Right. The numbers don't make sense. Remember before we had kids and we like try to go to a cool place and there was a line out the door and you had to wait online. You're like, wow, this is cool. Everyone's waiting. It must be awesome inside. And then you get in only because you befriended girls on the line and they're like, we'll let you in. And you get in and there's 4 people.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the marketing. Now imagine this is the AI thing. It's like everybody sees this is the cool thing. We got to get into this club. It's awesome. But I think inside it's a bunch of creepers and it's sticky and it's messy and the numbers are not adding up. I mean, I don't know where that analogy came from, but I think that's kind of the optics of this now where it's like, I mean, Goldman Sachs and other analysts argue that while valuations look frothy, the AI boom is in early stages and not a bubble yet is what they're saying. So like, what really is the truth? And I just think I think people are smart. I think these companies are smart. They know if they invest in this, if they kind of use AI as this kind of buzzy thing that they're going to do, even like you said, it might be humans. It don't matter. They're going to get money. It doesn't really, this is the world we're in now, which kind of freaks me out. Like even we're talking about, even look at AI videos on our feeds right now. I mean, I see Martin Luther King every day. Like the family wants to see him giving speeches about messed up things. Like we are in a place now where the reality is blurring, which is also why we're here with you as humans. Like we want to talk about this stuff because it's actually, it's affecting markets, it's affecting jobs, it's affecting valuations. I mean, we're literally valuating AI companies based on not reality, right?
Right, absolutely. And on the Martin Luther King point, if I have to see another AI video of him in a UFC match, I'm gonna flip my shit right now. But it's crazy. But here's the thing, I still think that this bubble has a ton of room to go. When you look at the macro environment here, look, the US is gonna start cutting interest rates even more. We just got 0.25%. We got another one coming up this month probably, which means the money supply globally increases. So what happens when money supply increases? People look to take that money into riskier and riskier investments. So they start investing in things like AI, even though they know the bubble is building. But I do think that this has years to run here. It's still going to build up, but eventually this thing is going to pop. Now, how big that pop, how much it affects us as the little guys, that's what's really you need to watch, because these companies, they can go bankrupt and they're fine. But if we go bankrupt, if we lose all our money, our houses and these investments, it's not the same story.
That's the thing. We're the ones that are going to be in the crosshairs more, you know? Here, check this out from Reuters. IMF and economic analysts warn that the surge in AI investment could eventually lead to corrections, though not necessarily a systemic crisis. Okay, you're in on it, Reuters. We get it. You got an AI department that wrote this. That's really, like, that's another thing about the press too. It's like, you got to remember, how many writers out there are pumping AI just to get, it's all involved with itself. It's like this microcosm, microorganism just eating itself at the same time. Does that make sense? I mean, it's like
absolutely. No, they keep pumping out the narrative to get us to continue to try to put our money into these companies. And here's the biggest part where they say they're like, oh, Reuters and the IMF, they're saying that this is going to be kind of a sequestered bubble. It's going to be small. But when you look at all of the gains in the stock market, in the S&P 500, it's all because of AI companies. The Mag 7, they make up 35% of the S&P. And the Mag 7 all just happen to be AI-related companies. Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Amazon, Meta, Google, Tesla, all of them. So what do you think is going to happen when the biggest companies that are carrying our economy start to lose out because the AI bubble burst? We're going to get hurt by it. That's what's going to happen.
Well, let me ask you too, have any of these ever materialized yet? Have we seen any actual, tangible results from this AI investing? Have you seen anything?
I think the biggest thing, and this is where, not financial advice, but this is where a lot of the smart money is moving right now, and it's the infrastructure. It's the building of the data centers. It's not the chatbot that's going to be your therapist and your sex slave and all of that. It's the guys who are selling the picks and shovels. NVIDIA, there's always the analogy of with the gold rush and Levi Strauss. He was the one who really became wealthy and started this huge business because he was selling pants that all the miners needed. While the miners were going broke, they built this big company. That's what NVIDIA is doing right now. They're selling the graphics cards. That's why that in the infrastructure, if you're investing in data centers, or even how are we going to power all of this stuff? If you're investing in nuclear power, that's where a lot of the smart money is moving right now. But these chatbots, these companies that are all trying to brand themselves as having AI, those are the ones that are going to burst. But it's like, with the infrastructure and the internet, the way it was built out with the telecom and all the cables and wires that went under the ocean in the early 90s, there was a bust, but they were able to rebuild because that infrastructure was there. So the data centers will be there. There's going to be a bust, but it's going to come back in some way. This AI is not going away. I think that's the distinction we need to make here. There may be a bubble, but it's going to change our lives and it's never going away.
And I think I agree with you too. Like comparing it to the dot-com bubble, it's like there's going to be a few big ones that do last, obviously. But my point is like the refrigerators are going to go away with AI. Like hopefully, it's going to be a couple big ones that push us through, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. I think we're in a weird part of the timeline too. Like even think about the word AI. I mean, it's almost like there was a coordinated effort to introduce it to just about everything in the past like couple years. I mean, I don't think I spend one day without hearing it. It's marketing,
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, man, it's wild. I want to move on because it's kind of similar. We're talking about hype, but from hype also can come consequence. We're talking about all this money and where it's going. If the hype collapses, who's left holding the bag and who's still cashing out? And to me, I just saw this story. No one captures that shift better than Goldman Sachs. Did you hear about this? So Goldman Sachs announced a hiring slowdown and potential job cuts under its new 1GS 3.0 AI initiative. Yes, of course. Earlier this year, they launched a firm-wide AI assistant to boost internal productivity, and their research division claims AI could raise global GDP by 7% and U.S. productivity by 1.5% annually. The same report now being used to justify these cuts. I mean, this is what we're talking about, right?
Right, exactly. And I mean, how much can you really trust Goldman Sachs when they're some of the ones who are also investing in all this AI, putting all of these news reports out there? I mean, the shift is crazy. I don't trust any of this. And Goldman Sachs, I think, is one of the companies that you should trust the least, although not financial advice. And please don't sue me, Goldman Sachs.
Right. Yeah, but like also it's like, oh yeah, no, trust our report. The economy will grow, but your paycheck won't. But trust us, we know.
Yeah, right.
We're looking out for you guys based on our report about our awesomeness and our official report because we're us. Okay,
exactly.
Thanks, guys. That really made me feel better.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't trust any of these companies right now. And I mean, but we all know that AI really is transforming the economy, but is this also just kind of their way to justify a smaller payroll, bigger bonus pool? Because as these cuts come, it's the CEOs and guys like that who end up getting big bonuses because they were able to lower costs. So, I mean, it's just crazy.
One thing where we haven't mentioned that's also interesting about a lot of this is like, firm-wide AI assistant, all this stuff. All it is other AI. It's ChatGPT built into other properties and other systems. Like we're not even really realizing it's kind of the same thing. Like these companies at the other side of this, if you look at it as like a brilliant move, they're not actually investing in, I don't believe, and I could be wrong about Goldman Sachs, but I'm not even sold that they're investing in the infrastructure like you're talking about. They're sort of using tools to introduce already existing AI into their platforms and their businesses, and then saying, hey, we got this new shiny thing. Let's boost our stock price. When you look behind the curtain, though, it's a version of ChatGPT, built into their systems. Like, someone's got to call this out. How is this all legal, too? Like, what's going to be the repercussions in a couple years is my question.
I think the crash is going to be the repercussion when everybody realizes that every single AI company is just a repackaging of ChatGPT. That's what happens, a crash, because we realize we can't trust any of this or any of these AI companies to actually be AI that is beneficial for us. But I mean, that's not the only thing that's going on. There's a bunch of financial accounting magic tricks that are going on. When you look at this a little bit deeper, like JP Morgan has a crazy kind of accounting magic trick that they're saying. They're saying that they spend approximately $2 billion on AI initiatives, yet they're only breaking even on everything. And I think the headlines got pretty sensationalized. Like, what are you talking about? They're only breaking even. But that's a miracle to me that they're even breaking even right now on all of this. But, and this is where AI benefits the most, is in the financial sector. The financial sector is always going to find a way to utilize these tools and to extract just every single penny. But here's a crazier thing, Paul. Here's a crazier thing about all of it. Basically, all of these AI companies, and especially the Mag 7, they're all just propping each other up through passing the same money around. Microsoft will invest in OpenAI, and then OpenAI takes that money and invests in Microsoft. So they're not really actually adding to their value as companies. They're just taking the same $100 bill, passing it around to all the different companies to make it look like they're doing well to inflate that stock price.
Right.
It's crazy magic accounting that's going on here.
I also love the kind of passive, not owning it of these headlines too. Like Business Insider, CEO Jamie Dimon, right? Dimon.
Yeah, Dimon.
Of course, Dimon. Yeah, he's a diamond in the rough. Acknowledges that some AI projects may not work out, but overall, AI investment is positioned as non-loss making. Like it's almost like maybe not, but we're gonna put all our ducks in here. The second this doesn't do well for us, though, we didn't really say it was gonna do anything. There's this kind of passiveness about owning it too. Meanwhile, it's, as we're talking about this episode, it's all the rage for everybody. It's such a big push. Money is coming in. Dimon also confirms that AI will lead to layoffs in certain roles while justifying ongoing large-scale AI spending. Okay, dude, why don't you just tell me something straight, Dimon? Just say something.
Dude. Well, I'm going to tell you about Jamie Dimon. This fool's a liar, nonstop, because he was the guy who was out there saying that they were going to punish any of their employees who were trading crypto, buying crypto, and all of that. And secretly, behind the scenes, Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan, they were investing billions into crypto while they were trying to tell people that it's not a real thing, you shouldn't do it, and you're going to get in trouble for getting it because they wanted to keep the price low. That fool's a liar. Don't believe him. Also, Jamie Dimon, please don't sue me. This is not slander or
I don't want to get I don't know how political we get on this show, but it does remind me of Newsom in the pandemic when he did the strictest mask mandate ever and then was caught in a restaurant having a party the next day. A lot of these, which was hilarious, by the way.
Insane hypocrisy. Yeah.
Put your mask on, but I'm going to go over here on Zoom. My hair is almost as big as his. But it's a similar idea, right? It's again, it also shows that these people in power, they understand that they're doing optics and marketing and figuring out how to pump more investment, get investors happy, make their stocks higher. And that's it. It doesn't really matter what's actually happening. That's the bottom line for them. And that should be investigated better for this specific topic. I think we need a little bit more investigation, enforcement, and just what's behind the curtain at these companies when it comes to AI, because we're kind of on Earth going hey, we can see the train and we see the tracks stopping. And I think people in the trains, like the Dimon of the world, are just pumped the train is running, knowing that they have a gold helicopter to pick them up
exactly
from the crashes. They know they're fine.
Exactly.
By the way, are espresso fuel today, but there's a club and train today now. But you know what I mean? These guys are fine. They don't care about the crash. They care about, it's almost taking advantage of the moment, which we've seen happen with the stock market and the market for decades. That's what's happening now. It's the moment, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's interesting that you bring that part up, but they don't care about the crash that's coming. Look at what all of these guys are doing. Look at what Zuckerberg is doing. He's building a bunker in Hawaii. Sam Altman of OpenAI is building a bunker, $1 billion. These guys know that AI is coming. People are going to be pissed because we're all unemployed and we're going to revolt against our technocrat overlords. Why are they all buying bunkers? They know what's happening, but it's crazy. So, whether Goldman is trimming their staff or JP Morgan's claiming, that they're getting a $2 billion break-even miracle, AI's story, it's a lot more than productivity. It's about power. It's about profit. It's about propping these technocrats up here.
Exactly, which is what we're talking about. And I hate to have that trope of the guy stroking the cat, but it feels like we're in that, yes, the profit. But it does feel that way. Behind the spreadsheets, there's a simple question. Who's really benefiting and who's paying the price? I think as we're talking this episode, we kind of can see who's going to pay the price or who already is. Mm-hmm. And I do love that this is popping up. Here's the thing about me. Obviously, I'm afraid of AI. I'm scared of the things that could happen for us normal working people. but I'm a sucker for true crime and I'm a sucker for a good heist.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. You can't take the Italian out of me when you talk about someone doing a good heist. The other side of AI is it's being misused to create scams, deepfakes, cloned identities. I know this is bad, but I also think it's hilarious, okay? For example, AI scanners are now cloning TikTok creators to sell fake products. A part of me is like, if you're dumb enough to see something and then buy them, it's almost like don't take advantage of old people. This is like, you know, when they cold call old people and they're like, your grandson's been kidnapped, hurry, send money. And they're like, oh my God. But when it's people who are obsessed with the internet, who are dumb enough to not catch this, I kind of love that people out there are like, invest in this fake product and see what happens. And so this is happening now, man. There's some fraud happening, some scams, some AI scams.
Bro, it's crazy. So I'm going to tell you a quick thing here. So I used to run like a voice acting service. And one of my business partners, we were looking at a way to incorporate AI here. And this goes along with like the deepfakes and the scams and stuff. There's a website out there called 11 Labs where I can take your voice, Paul, I can clone it, and I can make you say whatever I want. And
oh no.
I used to do the craziest stuff. And on air, like a former radio host as well, we used to do pranks like this with other hosts on the show. We would basically, you know, be pulling scams on listeners by having this AI pretend it was a host, say crazy things like, it's real, it's here. You talked about, you know, the MLK videos coming out. You can't distinguish what's real, what's not. Everything just feels like AI slop. It's just a mess for us in our brains to try to navigate and figure out what's real and what isn't. Right. And then when you put on top of that, they're also using the AI to try to scam us here. I mean, I've got a friend who, this is how bad and weird things are with AI right now. He's using AI to create feet pics so that he can sell them on OnlyFans, and he is supplementing his income doing that. Like, that's where we are with the scamminess, weirdness of this.
Would you judge me if I've had that same thought? I just haven't applied it.
No, not at all. Of course.
I mean, that's part of, it's a weird, there's, you know, the weird thing about all this is there's like an audience for everything. And it's almost like the way it's bubbling online in this space is also as exponential as what we were talking about earlier financially. It's like, there's never going to be it just keeps pushing, phishing, scam campaigns. They're all over the place. I also think, I would hope, and maybe because it's what I do for a living and entertaining people and doing things like, we have to hope that like human connection, human interaction is going to become more of a currency in a couple years. But when it comes to the phishing and stuff, it's like, how do you protect people who are actually naive to that? I was joking earlier, but like, how do you actually get to the bottom of like the apps maybe flagging things? You know how many DMs I get? And I'm not like, look, I'm not Kim Kardashian on Instagram, but the amount of DMs I get for endorsements, for product, and I'll reply sometimes, or just even like, do this thing and we'll send you money. And sometimes I'll be like, oh, okay, like where are you gonna send it and when? And I start to dialogue with them just to mess with them. And you can tell it's either a bot or it's fake. Why has this become the norm? I think our culture is so obsessed with social media. It's almost like we're getting what we deserve a little bit. Like, it's like, you want to watch this girl upside down on TikTok and rot your brain for 5 hours. Maybe you will get, you know, Logan Paul endorsing some fake product that you're then going to buy because you like him. That just happened like this week, I think. He's actually suing one of these AI deepfake companies because they started doing product endorsements with him. The other side of it is like, I kind of love the influencers of the world getting a little bit of accountability because it has been a money scheme for a long time. It's like the Logan Pauls of the world, the big influencers, like they're getting paid so much money to just kind of shill products. So I'm kind of twofold here. I think it's hilarious. I think it's also scary and only going to get worse if we don't have some sort of like accountability and policing on this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that these social media companies are doing, you see the little labels there where it's AI generated and things like that, but it's just going to continue to get to a point where it's easier for those things to slip through. Nobody's going to care. I mean, who's going to save you? You have to save yourself. You have to get savvy, aware. But even like, I consider myself chronically online, obsessed with tech, all of that stuff. But I still find myself accidentally clicking on links and stuff like that. I did that like a month ago. I ended up having somebody spend $53 at a McDonald's in Pakistan. So I'm somebody who feels like I'm savvy, but I still fall for this stuff. So you just have to continue. You can't rely on these companies to police it. You can't rely on the government to police it. If you want to be savvy and avoid these scams, you gotta study up, figure it out. But best of luck to you, because I think it's too real to really discern what's going on. And it's not, this whole AI stuff, it's not just changing the economy, it's changing all of the rules of trust. We can't trust companies, we can't trust influencers, we can't trust ourselves, can't trust our family. Anything right now.
It's funny when you just raised, I never thought about it this way, but AI is using this dopamine response. It's like a drug for us. I click on things all the time. I go, yeah, I want to see that. And then it's like a bunch of ads, and it's a photo gallery, and it's all this spam. It's totally fake bot stuff. Mm-hmm. But my human brain wants to see these things and get a response as a human. Isn't it interesting that we have now created AI as algorithms to kind of appeal to what makes us tick, and ways to get a little bit of positivity and a little bit of a rush? It's like a drug, all based on human behavior, which is interesting. It's how far will it go when it kind of replaces that human behavior? Time will tell. But I am concerned as well, with this hype meeting irresponsibility and sometimes criminality, like we're talking about with these deepfakes. What's really going on here? We don't trust it on social media. Then again, it's breaking even on Wall Street. It's is it good? Is it bad? Is it fake? There's no real identity behind this stuff, other than I think what you and I are saying this episode, which is have your guard up and don't really trust all of it. And maybe, don't just invest based on the hype. Don't just follow the hype. I've also been someone who's never followed the hype. So I lean this way, but I also, like you, I'm a human. I'm that's interesting. What is that? We're in the, I don't know if another analogy I'm going to say, we're in some internet cage where we got the juicy steak in front of us, and we're is it real? And then you bite it, and it's from that scene in Hook where it's all artificial, colorful food.
Shout out to you bringing up a reference to Hook, one of the classic Robin Williams movies of the night. Amazing. I love that. But
I wish I had a dad like you, Peter. That was Rufio's death. And if you don't get the reference, you're either too young or too old. But we're going to make sure we get everybody on this show. I'll reference something more based on who's watching.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love that. And it is a great analogy. The colorful food, the crazy stuff. It's just, it's a wild time for all of us, and our, you talk a lot about the human behavior and things like that when it comes to interacting with the AI. But also, we have to remember that it's human behavior that dictates the market. That market that goes up and down, it's all just based on our own emotions of fear and greed. It just comes down to that. And I think that we have to decipher through a lot of these headlines, because a lot of them are purposely trying to make us fearful. AI is coming for our jobs. AI is going to, take over the world, and you're all going to live in caves. There's a lot of fear, but we have to kind of disseminate between what's real, what's not. Good luck, because we've been staring at this stuff, doing research for several days. I'm more confused than ever. You and me both, man. But that's why I'm glad we're here. We're here to sort of break this stuff down and again, have a take on how are we really going to go about our days every day, looking at this world and honestly making an affordable living. We're both dads. We just want to figure out what the right way to steer is. And I will, based on this conversation, you could tell just from listening or watching, guys, there is a lot of steering in different directions than it once was. We are constantly like this, just trying to see, where's my time going? Where's my work going? Where's my money going? Way more. There's so much more distraction in this space than there once was. And I know I keep talking about, I romanticize the old days, people just listening to jazz, smoking cigarettes. I go to work, I go home, and now we can afford a boat. It's not necessarily how it was either, but I just think we are at a time that's so influenced by all this. Pay attention, guys. It's not just technological, it's economic, ethical, and human. This is stuff that's going to affect future generations. So we have to just kind of keep an eye on this stuff. And we're not here to just freak you out also. We're here to kind of feel it with you guys. What is this? Right. Is this our future? Are you going to watch this show for a couple months and then we're going to come back and be thank you for watching, Yeah. Are we actually training AI right now with this job? Is that what's going on? We hope not. But at the end of the day, AI isn't just code, it's cash, power, and a lot of questionable judgment. I'll say that, right? Absolutely. Preach, Paul. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. And the real question is whether AI can replace humans. It's whether humans can keep up with this mess that we've unleashed here. You started this, you guys. Just let's not go too far where we're all going to be gone and I'll have to be back.
Thank you.
Please don't do that.
No more Arnold. We'll do no more Arnold, I promise. I just wanted to see, for maybe older demo here at the last reference,
Yeah.
From
Get to the chopper.
The chopper. Guys, next episode, we're going to talk about tracking another tech revolution and see who's really cashing out and who's left holding the chips. Thanks for watching and listening to Angry Capital. Make sure to subscribe. Come back. We're going to be here all the time, right, Arthur?
Absolutely. We're going to be here, as long as they allow us to be here.
Yes. And guess what, guys? We will never be AI, but we will be here for you. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
This show is sponsored by Galileo FX, the only automated trading software that shows you the wins and losses before you buy. Learn more at store.galileofx.com.